Cover a little bit of that. Thank you, Floyd, for the recording. After we finished introductions already. So we'll go into the updates and then the building construction and current status of dish feed. And Ray and Dan Lane's been doing some things down there. And since we don't have a science meeting scheduled for the end of the month, you can add whatever you need to add on that, Ray. And of course, Paul, we'll go back to Paul to talk about the remote station status, and then we'll go in the usual open discussion and other things like that. So I'll stop sharing, and Paul, you can jump in there anytime. And say hello to Dayton Jones. Well, I got your email today, Dayton. Thank you very much.
Oh, you missed David Given too.
Oh, Dave, there he is. I saw Dave at lunch today. I already said hello to him. Hi, Dave. Good to see you. Glad you showed.
Okie dokie. So let's see what we're doing here. What screen do we want? It says number 4. Come on, Paul. Why don't I see it? Oh, let's try it and see. Can you guys see a dish?
Yep.
Oh, good. I picked the right screen. There's naked women on the other one. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey.
All right. So this is the culprit that we're looking at right now. This tiny little 30-foot dish is sitting down there in Ignacio, Colorado, right on, not too far from the New Mexico border, actually. And you got kind of an idea as to what it looks like. I'll give you, I showed some pictures of it anyway. Here, I'll go through the photo screen I've got here. Let's see if I can do this easier. Yeah, okay, so this is another picture of it. These are the ballasts on the back, the weights. And there's the, this is the, what am I going to try to call it? This is the rotator and the elevation controls for the dish sitting at the top of the tower. And there's the tower from another angle. This is kind of a close-up of the back of it where I think we can disconnect it with probably with where these things connect to the rotator. We can probably lower it down on that thing. At least that's my guess. I've been talking to the crane operator. He's Brandon. He's a very nice guy, and he's looked at this situation already. This is the base of the tower. I'll give you kind of an idea. Assuming that's an 8-foot.
6 or 8 foot. Is that 6 or 8 foot between tower legs?
My guess is probably
closer to 8, probably.
Yeah, I'm gonna say 8 because this is probably a 10-foot ladder there when it's not down.
Yeah.
Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay, so 8 times 1.5.
Yeah.
Something like that anyway. So that's about an 8-foot base there with big bolts stuck in the concrete here. So those bolts are going to have to be taken off if we're going to lift the tower and lay it down. And here's another picture of the tower. How do I make this thing bigger? Yeah, doesn't get any bigger. Just thought it would. Anyway, there's the house, okay, and there's the other tower with the other antennas on it. And according to our friend, the crane operator, he's going to come in this way and pick it up and lay it down right here for us, so that we can take it apart in this little spot. And then behind this spot, I'll show you on I think I got a picture of the property. But anyway, this is probably where we're going to lay the dish down once we get get it around. Moving along here. So this is another picture of the. So now this is a picture of the original antenna being put up. Okay, and this was done. I don't know how many years ago. It could be 20 years ago or so, maybe bigger. I don't know, but that's the other. This is this is how they installed it. Okay. You kind of see they used the 3 straps coming around here and around down there and another one around down here. So this is how they cradled it into position to be installed. So I would presume this is the way we're going to uninstall it, unless somebody has another idea. This is Dylan. It looks like Dylan or Dallas Crane. I forget. Can't read that, but that's what it looks like. If you look carefully, there's a man standing right here. So, this
So
is,
we can, indeed put it into bird bath to lift it up this way?
yeah, well, that's it, right there in the bird bath position. That's how I got it up there. I assume that's where it came off the ground. Because
My question though is, all the motors still work and we can make it happen?
this I don't know. We have,
We don't know that for sure. Everything's supposed to be there to make it work, but nobody's ever turned it lately.
yeah, you may want to, I'm going to give you Patty's phone number, contact
Sure.
info. You can ask her if the shack is still in the same position it was.
Yeah.
Okay, in the past, so that hopefully he's got controls. But at least that's our hope it is. And this is when he finished it. And there was Bruce. I think his name is Bruce.
Yeah.
Standing up on top of the tower right beside his dish. Okay. So obviously there's a little bit of a platform there. So this, I presume, is where Ray's going to stand. Right, Ray? Yes. I hopefully with a
Looking forward to it.
yeah, I mean, you get a good view from up there anyway. But that's how they put the tower up. So that was the last picture of this. Let me see if I've got a what did I do with that? I had another I'll have to think about it. Anyway, I want to show you, this is where we're staying, by the way. Yeah, Myron, you reserved this place.
Yeah,
And-
this is an Airbnb that Paul found, and I made reservations through the Airbnb website for 2 nights. Check it in on Sunday, the 23rd. It's a house that can handle, they say up to 12 people. We got it reserved for 6, and the rate we're paying is for 6 people. If we bring in 7 or 8, that cost will go up a little bit, but still, that's a great deal to have that facility like that for around $220 a night for 6 people right now.
Right.
It's full of kitchen facilities, and it's a full regular house, all equipped for everything you need to do.
This-
And we can sleep, and there's 5 bedrooms in there. So
I'll be sleeping on the couch, I think.
yeah. And so
Well,
anyway, thanks to Paul, he found that, and it's about 20 minutes from 25 minutes from where we got to work. So it's between the airport and the location where we're going to be working.
There's a game room.
And we have the option for a third night. Again, depending, hopefully we won't need it. Hopefully we can get everything done with the crane. The crane is being rented for the day. It's $200 an hour for 10 hours. And he'll be there for the whole 10 hours if we need him. I'm not sure if he has any reduced rates if we get them done in 8 hours. I kind of doubt that.
Well,
But-
we can ask them. I don't
Yeah.
mind asking them.
Yeah, well, but you don't hurt to ask. So, but
Yeah.
if we have to call him back a second day to do work, then it's another $2,000. That's a minimum call out.
So the coffee machine, dishwasher, and all that kind of stuff, and a refrigerator, put stuff in, okay? And this is the kitchen side. This is kind of a little table to sit down for breakfast. And these are the beds. Good size beds, good rooms. You kind of get the idea. Here's a king size bed and another king, another.
And
Is the bathroom.
the fee we're paying includes the cleaning fee as well. So hopefully we'll leave it in good shape, but there is a cleaning fee we had to pay. And that's true with all Airbnbs. I did out of my own pocket, I spent $30 for an insurance just in case something goes wrong and we don't show up, we'll get our money back. So
So you notice he's got towels on the wall here.
Yeah.
I highly suggest that everybody bring their own towel.
Yeah.
Only because there's probably not enough towels for everybody, especially if we get everybody there. And I'm gonna bring my own pillow and a blanket.
yeah, they should be equipped Airbnbs. If it's reserved for 6, they'll have everything for 6 people. However, it's a good idea from what Paul said is to have something as a standby. So some people are going to bring sleeping bags. that's fine too, whatever.
Yeah. There's 2 showers, okay, and so there's no waiting, I guess, depends on how much hot water there is. There's more towels in here, but you get an idea as to the showers. This is a equipment room. They have a washer dryer, not that you need it, and a big power switch, okay, and something you can, if you have a lot of energy left over after doing the work, you can work out on those things, okay. This is the front of the place. It's a nice looking place. I mean, they got double garage. I presume we can park in there if we need to. But big driveway, and there's not gonna be any snow there, I can guarantee that. But these are just some of the views of the place. And you kind of get the idea.
Right
Yeah.
now, right now we have, you go ahead, Paul.
They have a barbecue back here, so if we wanted to barbecue some steaks, or if you don't want to go for dinner, there's an option there for doing steaks or hamburgers, hot dogs. You're good at that, Myron, so I'm sure
Oh, yeah.
we can do that, and that is it.
Okay. Right now, we have 6 people signed up, with the possibility, definitely 3 vehicles going down. And, oh, Ray, I was gonna tell you that Chaz, WD0C has volunteered to pull a trailer down with his pickup truck, or he can pull maybe your other trailer. If you think we might need your smaller trailer, he can pull that down. So that's an option as well. So we'll have your vehicle pulling a trailer, Rick's pulling a trailer, and Chaz can pull a trailer. So if there's another larger trailer around, he can pull it down. If not, he'll drive down and carry stuff down and maybe stuff back in his pickup truck if he need the room.
Okay, very good. I've got 2 trailers, so we might be able to get both of them if we think we need them.
Yeah. Yeah.
Hey, Myron, you said something about there might be a guy out on.
Yeah, I talked to Matt. Matt lives in Tribune, Kansas. He's a farmer. He just said, I got an email yesterday or today from him saying he's a farmer and they're starting to farm early wheat is coming in. He said coming in about a week or 2 weeks earlier than normal. So so that truck is used to haul grain. So it's no longer available. He said if there's a break in the action and he can get away, he'll drive down himself with whatever he can get out of there to drive down, but he won't know till a few days prior, and he'll find his own place to live. I told him, well, we got place, so don't worry about it. So
Yeah,
there's still a possibility that Matt may make it. He's real excited about this project.
Well, if he does come down, then we can put the tower, the tower
Yeah.
pedestal on that in
Yeah.
one piece, so we don't have to take it apart.
Yeah, and what else was I going to say? Oh, anybody else have any questions right now? There was something else I was going to say, but it just slipped my mind.
I just so everybody knows, I'm going down. I'm in Denver. Okay, I'm downtown, right beside I-25, and if anybody north of Denver or around Denver area, or anyone up 25 wants to ride down, I can take 2 people. I've got two parking spaces inside the building that you could have while we're gone. So that's just something else that we can do. So we can do that. And I can carry everybody down, maybe even share the driving.
To continue the stop, do you have that flyer available that you and Desiree made up for the? Can you
Well,
flip that up on the?
Sure, just a second.
I never did send that out. I was gonna see if you'd do it or Desiree do it. If not, I can send it out.
There you go. Just a second here. Let me just
Somebody, okay.
Where's that flyer? Let's see. How did I do that? Okay, I know I can find it. Let me just, it'll take me a second here. I just gotta find it in my
Okay.
my email here, bottom. Moving along. And Don Latham is asking, did the regular meeting login changed? If somebody can send them the login.
I got, let me see.
I'll talk to him.
Yeah, just send him a click, because he's trying to use the other thing. Just see, where do I put that? Okay, here we go. And turn this on.
I got it here if I can maybe
That's
share
all
it.
right. I got it.
No, I got it.
Hit the share button again here. Share. Where is share? Okay. All right, can you see it there?
Yep.
There's the it's a little long for my screen,
It looks good, Paul.
but you kind of get the idea. And she did a really good job on putting this together, all that kind of stuff. And
We'll be emailing this out to everybody, PDF
Yeah.
attachment. So everybody will be getting this in the next, hopefully by tomorrow.
if you print it out, this QR code takes you right to the donation page, or if you just click on it, it redirects it right over to the Deep Space Exploration Society donations, and you can put in, whatever you want in there. Put it, and then you can donate with PayPal, or you can use a debit card, credit card, or you can make it a monthly donation. It's kind of a cute little thing, but it makes it so much easier for somebody to donate to our dish project. Any questions on this? And the money goes straight to Myron, right?
Yeah, it goes to the DSES
PayPal.
PayPal account, which gets transferred to our bank accounts.
Yep. Okay, let me close this and unshare.
I think our total donations right now is right around $1,500, maybe a little more. And we'll hopefully improve on that. But this, the crane is the biggest expense, and of course we're gonna have some. Hopefully, we can fund this completely by donations and reimburse those people who donated. Gas or the lodging will be paid for by DSES. So, but and some of the food as well. But hopefully we can get enough donations to where we can. And not only will the donations are needed to bring it back to Flishner site, we need additional funds when we decide when and where we're going to put this thing up. This is not a priority project to put up, and as soon as we get it, we're looking at a year, maybe down the road or more. We have a lot of other things we need to get done first.
You, Byron?
Yeah.
I was going to say, can you can't talk now. Dr. Russell's organization, what's that called?
Sarah.
Sarah.
There, yeah. Is it a possibility to see if we can send this brochure over?
Oh yeah, yeah.
Over that.
We got a number of members already belong to Sarah on here. So yeah, we can do that.
Yeah, we get some more donations that way. I'm going to try to do it in the Front Range 6-meter group and let them know. So we got 450 members on that.
I think once we have this in place and operation, it will be a fairly high-profile radio astronomy site. Should be able to do a lot and provide a lot of educational opportunities for the local folks in Southeast Colorado as well. Maybe even folks up here in the Colorado Springs area. We've had some interest from some colleges, but we haven't really pursued that right now. The main thing is, and I'll get to Bill Miller here right now. He can talk about the building, and we're hopefully once that's all completed and in place, we got it operational. We can go ahead and start bringing more folks in for those educational events. So, anybody have any questions on the dish project? We'll be sending more emails and information out as we go along. We're looking at 2 weeks from today to be down there on site, so it's coming up real quick. It's okay, Bill. Do what you need to do with your magic fingers.
Ah, okay. Let's see. I think you can see this. What we've done since we last talked was we got the Spray Works spray foam insulation group down there and did some spray foam. I got a couple pictures here for you to show you what that's about. That's the trailer they come in. I guess this is a franchise. Looking at the trailer and the way it's advertised, I don't think the local guy came up with this on his own, but he and his father both have franchises. He's in Pueblo and his father's in Lamar. And his father actually came out and worked on it one day when he couldn't make it from Pueblo. So what he had was 2 helpers and the sprayer. And so they had 3 people down there for 5 days. And of course, it took them, about 2 hours to drive down, and they were on site for anywhere from 3.5 to 5 hours, and then they had 2 hours to drive back. The total project, here, I'll show you the rest of this and I'll tell you. That's the machine that mixes the polyurethane foam and puts it out under pressure through this big hose. And the guy, I don't know if any of you have ever done this, but it's quite the operation. This shows one of our panels. If you look at these, I don't know if I can blow this up or not. Let's try it. Maybe. Let's see. No, I can't blow it up. Anyway, this stop me if you can't see this. Can you see this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. The foam goes in here. These vertical steel bars are 2 inch and a quarter welded together, and so the whole thickness of the bars is a little over 4.5 inches. And so what I wanted him to do was spray foam for 2 inches deep in the walls and 3 inches deep in the ceiling, and that would give us about an R13 in the walls and an R21 in the ceiling, which is pretty good for a building like this that we're not heating all of the time. And that should keep it a little cooler in the summer when we have the heat. It'll store the cool air inside during the night, and then be a little cooler as the heat comes up during the day. Let's see. This thing keeps sliding over on me, so I have a hard time getting it back. Hang on just a second, and I'll show you some more. Way over here. Okay. So he sprays in the walls, and then here's an example. The stuff looks terrible. It's kind of a yellow color. It's bumpy. It's uneven, and actually, this guy's pretty good at doing it. Go ahead. Is there somebody talking there?
No, I turned the volume down on the radio. Go ahead.
Oh, okay. So here he's spraying in the upper walls he's got a scaffold and he's spraying in the upper walls above the 5 foot line. That first horizontal bar is about 5 feet off the ground, and the second horizontal bar is about 10 feet off the ground. So everything above that level, he's up on the ceiling, he's spraying 3 inches deep. I don't think he got it completely 3 inches deep, but there's some variability there. So, but on average, it's supposed to be about 3 inches. Here it's covering the conduits. One of the things I had him do was what I wanted to. There's some of the lower part after it's sprayed. What I want him to do was spray it. So let me get out of this. Let's see. Let me find the rest of it. There's multiple things here because we were down there several days, and it took several days to get it all done. So we'll slide over here and try to find the rest of it. Let's see. Trying to find a picture of the ceiling. So what I had him do was coat the ceiling with a white latex fire retardant paint. And that was actually pretty expensive. It cost about $2,400 to $2,800 extra just for the white paint, so that we wouldn't have to finish the ceiling. The idea there was to reflect as much light as possible down into the room, and not have to finish, and that would save us some time and money there on finishing off the ceiling. I can't find it, but it's here somewhere. Anyway, so that's the walls. And then what I was going to do was finish the walls with some sort of a paneling or board. Sheetrock's probably the wrong thing, because sheetrock is pretty solid. It has a very small expansion coefficient with temperature, but the building has a large expansion coefficient. And so we'd probably get cracks in sheetrock. So what my thought was to use some of this siding that's like T111 siding. Looks like that. You probably have some on your house if you have siding on your house. That comes in both plywood variety and in OSB type siding that has a waterproof glue that holds it together. So the thought was that maybe we can finish the walls with this and then just paint them. The stuff comes in non-primered and in primered versions. And there's one picture here I have of a white primered version that looks pretty nice. This stuff right here. And I think that cost about, that's the wrong price. That's too much. I think Home Depot had this at $47.68 a sheet, and they'll give us about a quarter to a third discount. So 25% to about 33% discount with our pro account at Home Depot. And I figured that out, and it's probably under $3,000 for all the siding. The only problem I have with this is it only comes from them in 8 or 9 foot lengths, and I need 10 feet. And I know that 10 feet lengths exist. It's just where do you get them? So if somebody knows of an outlet that is a commercial outlet that we could get connected with and buy this type of material, I'd really like to hear it. And I'm in the process of researching that. So my next step is to go buy a couple of sheets of this and some 2x3s and some 2x4s and go down and prototype a section of wall. It won't cost a lot to do a prototype, a couple $100, and we can leave it there. And if it all works well, then we'll get an idea for what we have to tell the contractor to do. And so that was kind of my plan, because this is kind of engineering it as we go. And if I don't prototype it, I'm not sure exactly how it should go up. And I want to tell the contractor exactly how we want to do it. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. Any questions on that? Everybody's dumbfounded. Said, what? Outdoor siding in the inside the building. Yeah. Yeah, go ahead.
That should be workable. I mean, you should be able to paint it any color you want after that.
That's right. That's what I figured. And one of the things I had them do when they did the spray foam, they were going to clean up and take all the plastic. They put down, 1,800 square feet of plastic on the floor.
Yeah.
And I said, just leave that plastic. I'll roll it up and I'll use it later when we paint. And so it's the plastic's still down. They didn't do the final cleanup, and I just said, well, that's okay. I'd rather do that than have to go out and buy the plastic, because they had it in very large sheets and some of it's pretty thick. So we can keep that plastic, put it down, spray paint the walls, and we won't have a mess. Also, they taped off all of the outlets and all of the areas that we didn't want sprayed with masking tape. And so we didn't get splatter inside of the outlet boxes and all of that. So make it a lot cleaner to finish the electrical. Another thing I found out was that our electrician has the group that we were with was called Renahan Electric, and it was a relatively new group, about a year old, that we went to after the earlier electrician kind of overcharged us on the initial build. And that Renahan electrician, the two partners, they liquidated that company. And one partner, Corey Miller, no relation to me, he joined another group called H&H Electric. And we think that H&H might be a franchise. But anyway, so we have a new partner in the electrical game here. And so we might have different estimates and pricing, but he said he would honor the original quote that he gave us to finish off the building, which was about I think it was $7,600 to finish the electrical boxes, the plugs, the breakers, all the additional things we need to do to finish it off once we get the walls up. So here we go. Stay tuned for more saga of construction and contractors. That's about all I got.
Okay, Bill, thanks a lot. And when he goes back down again, he'll be sending out notices. So if you got time and availability, you can more than welcome to jump on board and go down there and spend the day with Bill down there on site.
Yeah, Paul was talking about going down to meet the electrician to look at,
horizontal,
Myron's got his radio up.
Yeah, so-
Paul was talking about going down on Wednesday to meet the electrician to do the estimate for the power at the feed point of the dish. And we were going to have the electrician look at that and see what it would take to get 220 30 amp power at the feed point of the dish, as well as 120 20 amp power up there, so we can just plug in and not have a lot of voltage drop like we have now. We've got an extension cord up to the dish feed, and it's a pretty small extension cord, and we want to have full 30 amp capability of the dish for our EVE project. So he's going to get an estimate from the electrician on Wednesday. And I was thinking, if it's not too bad, I might go down Wednesday and try this prototyping if I can borrow Ray's trailer tomorrow. But I'll have to see if I can get a kitchen pass to do this. Okay, let's see. I got to unshare here. How do I do that? Or did I unshare? Let me unshare. There you go.
Okay, thanks a lot. Any questions for Bill? If not, we'll go over to Ray, and Dan Lane had some information he was going to pass out tonight since there's no, and I forgot to get that ready for this, but Dan and Ray were down, was it last week you were down there with detecting pulsars?
Yeah, we went down last week and got two, or actually the same pulsar over and over again. And we just had an excellent report on 1420. When we tried it at 66 or 1665 up in that area, we did not get the pulsar. So I came back home very discouraged, thinking about the preamp that I put up there and using the feed, one of the feed ports that was really for 1420, but we tried it at 1665 per Wolfgang's suggestion, and we didn't get anything. But now that I think about it and got to checking things when I got back, I'm going to add a little bit more gain to that path. I think that's mainly the problem. And because of feed line loss and the fact that the feed line that we're coming down from the dish on 1665 is about 50 feet longer than the other path. It's the long one coming in. And so the loss is higher. So I think that's maybe the reason. And there's a simple solution to it. And I'll get that put in as soon as possible. And we should be able to do hydroxyl line emissions up at 1665 as well. So everything worked really well.
Okay. The and the dish, that feed's going to stay up there until the next EME event sometime in September, October, or is that the plan?
That's the plan right now, unless we come up with something that we need to use it for in the meantime. But that will be short term. The main antenna up there will be the 1420 / 1660 feed.
Okay. Yeah, that's the main purpose of our organization, is to do this sort of radio astronomy, and we've been looking the last, due to other conditions and other projects. So I'm glad to see we're back in the groove for the proper feeds up there for the pulsars. Say good evening to Don. I see you got.
You're almost done. Click
Sorted
continue
out.
installation, then click add to continue.
Oh, okay. Whatever that was about. You got something up there, Bill?
Yeah, I'm going to quickly share
Yeah,
this
to
picture of
continue.
the white paint
Sure.
showing above the gable line. And so you can see what that looks like. Just
Okay.
quick. That's it. And I'll unshare here.
Yeah, Bill, I'm going down as well. This is Ray. I'm going down as well on Wednesday.
Oh, good. Okay.
Ray, could I ask a question, please?
Absolutely.
Right now, how would you go about using the 1420 feed? Glenn and I might go down sometime in the near term. Can you just connect into that that line, or is there something else that has to be switched?
No, you connect into coax one or the left-hand port of that whole series of ports that we have, the left-hand one, which is the one we've been using.
Okay,
And you check it, you connect into that, and then you must turn the second switch, which is the on the
Right.
AC power panel, which is the preamp power on.
and that's just the way it was before too, right?
1420, yeah, and that's just, yep,
Right.
everything works just like it did before.
Okay, I appreciate it.
Oh, I had one other thing on the site that we're gonna have to look at, Ray. When you and Dan were doing the pulsar work, you installed a new breaker in the trailer. And you actually had the breaker trip several times, shutting off the trailer. And so it was a weak breaker. We had a new one on the shelf down there. But in the process of installing the new breaker or something else, we lost our video cameras that are running Wi-Fi to the communication trailer router. And so we're going to have to check and see what's going on there. We think the Wi-Fi is working because Paul can ping the IDs of the cameras, but the cameras aren't sending any data. So we might have to reinitialize the cameras while down there to get the cameras to work again.
Well,
But,
maybe we just forgot to turn them back on since we didn't want you watching us.
well, that's what I was thinking. Maybe you unplugged the camera. But if you had Paul can see the internet ID of the camera, but I question what's going on there. It's strange because we've lost power before and the cameras just come back up.
Yeah,
And
we'll
of course,
check all
that's
that out
their-
on Wednesday.
Yeah, that's their default. It's just to come back up, but got to get the cameras back online so we see who's on site.
Okay. Look at that on Wednesday.
Okay, sounds good.
Okay. Okay, the next on the list is the remote station, and Paul's been using the remote station quite frequently when the internet allows him to do that. So you have anything to update on this, Paul?
So, yes, so I've been using the remote station. To my dismay, first few days of last week, we had no internet connection to the station, even though the Wi-Fi was up in the trailer. So, and then it would come on for maybe half an hour and then it would go off again, and so on and so forth. But this last weekend, it stayed on. So I was able to work about 100 contacts during the VHF contest, which is fun. Just doing it, not too seriously, but it's all working good. The amplifier, I had it repaired and reinstalled down there, and it's running really, really well. The power doesn't fluctuate hardly at all. The output and stays nice and cool. I can get up to about 60 or 62 degrees Celsius. Is about the hottest I can get it, at least so far. And so it's running fairly cool for a 1,000 watts output on 6. So so what I'm going to do is what I did already is I bought two 250-foot rolls of variable burying type cable, which is Cat 6 with connectors on both ends. And I'm going to run it from the trailer when I go down there on Wednesday over to the generator shack and plug it into the switch there. And then I'm going to plug another 250-foot one into that and run it over to the bunker. And that should give us hopefully a reliable system. I'm going to buy some of these like they're garden staples. They're like big U metal things that you put in the ground to hold the cable down. And I'm going to take the pickaxe that we have there, and I'm going to trench across that little road that we have going to the back of the building, and, and then bury it in that, so that when trucks drive over, it's not going to hurt it. And that's my plan for my trip on Wednesday, besides talking to the electrician. Any questions on that?
Sound like a full day.
Yeah, Paul, talking about an above ground permanent Ethernet wire, right?
Well, permanent for until we get fiber in there, yeah.
Tell them my seats it.
Well, I mean,
Oh, well,
it can't be any worse than what I got now.
that's
true.
probably true.
We got
What I was thinking was
20
was we could,
there's splices all over the place and you can't figure out which one it is.
yeah. Well, what I was thinking about, some of those splices, we put in Cat 5 RJ45 connectors and female adapters to tie them together. And so every splice has a double connector in it. And what I was thinking about, since we're running fairly low speed on that line, we could go in with a press-in Ethernet splice and eliminate the RJ45 connectors, and that might solve the problem. I don't think the problem is any of the wire that's underground. I think it's in the splices. So if we just made better splices everywhere, I think it would work fine, because it did before.
Yeah. Well, let's we're gonna try this above ground thing. And like I said, I'm going to make sure it's right on the ground. It's supposed to be UV resistant and everything else. So this is only going to be like 2 connectors in the whole thing, and I've already got the wire. So we'll lay this one out, and
Okay.
if anything happens to it, that's fine. I'm just so frustrated with all the effort I did, because I put so many connectors on during the contest, the Dubas contest. I'm really good at it now, thanks to Ray and other people there.
Okay.
So,
You might try some chili powder to keep the varmints off too.
all right, I'll bring some along. Yeah, I'll put some on my food as well.
Yeah, you're probably right. I've spent about 5 days working on that connection between the comm trailer and the bunker, and I'm kind of tired of working on it. But we were planning to get fiber in there.
Yeah, well, I don't want to do any more. I'm tired.
I hear you.
I want to show you one thing I got up here on my screen. This is the satellite view of the site that we're going to be doing the dish. There's the dish right there in the center, and back out a little bit here. You can kind of see where we come along the road over on this side. Excuse me, I got a frog in my throat here. Is the town? It's over there, and we come around here. We go down to this thing. Is a long driveway down here. And then there's the house, and my my thought is, talking with the fella, the crane operator, he's going to bring his crane around this way, past the house in that corner, and then reach over here and lift it up and drop it down in here. So we can bring our trailers in this way, back them around here, and and get at them, or we could bring the trailer around this way and take the pieces of the dish and put them on the trailer that way too. So this is all, as you can see, it's not grassed up areas. It looks like it's pretty hard terrain. So it should be pretty easy to get at it. So that's my uneducated guess of how we should do it, but we'll normally know more when we get there. Anybody else want any questions on this?
Okay, Paul, thanks for all the visual information and information on the update of the ham station down there in Flishner. The Mega Fest, Pikes Peak Amateur Radio Club, we try to participate as DSES in information tables. For this event, we have 2 tables reserved for DSES. That's the 27th of July, starts around 8 o'clock, so in the morning till 1 o'clock in the afternoon. And it's one of the larger ham fests in the area, and we hope to attract some more members with our information booth that Paul and Bill Thomas have been doing this for some time, and it's really a nice setup they have. We also have additional tables funded by, not by DES, but funded by myself, and Rick Hambley and Ray. We got a total of 5 other tables next to it that we sell our own personal gear. And once in a while, we have equipment from DSES. One year, we took a lot of surplus equipment over there to a mega fest and made it $600 or $700 selling stuff from excess equipment that we had. So eventually, maybe we'll be getting back to that point when we start seeing what we need and what we don't need, when we consolidate ham stations down at the site from the bunker. If we decide to keep a small ham station in the bunker, we can do that as well. We have enough equipment to support that, as well as the main station and the main building that's coming online hopefully by the end of the year. So any membership financial update? Membership wise, we just got a new member today. We're pushing right at 99 members, 90. So we should be over the 100 member mark. And we're doing real well. When we first got, Ray and I came on board with this organization, we had less than 30 members, and it went down even less, and was slowly been building it back up over the years. Financial update, we got about 2/3 of the grant money spent or allocated, or have been spent or allocated for the building. The remainder of the money is still for the building. We have a lot of unknowns to be done, and Bill has done a great job of trying to get the best contractor for the right price. However, as mentioned in previous meetings, electrical contractor that we let go 6 months ago or 5 months ago was quite expensive. So hopefully we can get a better deal on some of the remainder of the electrical projects. So he's got a plan, and the plan's going go well. Maybe not as fast as he would like to see it, but it's a plan in progress. So this is a rather large project, and Bill's done a good job. Most of it by himself down there. So appreciate all that.
I've had quite a bit of help, so I appreciate all the help we've had.
Yeah, Bill, and we, again, any help can come down there. That's great. So thanks again for those who have been down there.
Yeah, I was just going to say, if we end up getting close to running out of money, we may do a lot of the final finish work ourselves, like the painting and things like that.
Yeah.
So we have some options coming up where there's some items that we don't necessarily need a contractor if we have labor.
Yeah.
So simple things like paint and putting in outlet boxes and things like that.
And what we still have to do, have you identified the heat pumps yet, or are you still looking at those?
Yeah, I looked at a bunch of heat pumps. There's the commercial stuff is easier to get serviced. The consumer grade stuff is as good or just as good and has a lot more options, and I think is quite a bit cheaper than if we went with like Carrier or some of the bigger air conditioning companies. The thing I was looking at was the Mr. Cool stuff, which are pre-charged lines that you can actually install yourself, and you can get the lines in any length, and you can get a whole array of registers and evaporators. So it's a lot easier to do that than to go with some of the commercial stuff where we'd have to pay a contractor a lot of money to come up with it.
Okay. All right. The rest of the financial update, the numbers are pretty much the same as always. We got the checking account fluctuates because of the money transferred from the grant fund into the checking account. Our basic savings account runs about $6,500. That hasn't changed much. Our educational account is around $1,500. That's minus the science fair prizes we gave out, and that's a continuing project. Hopefully we can do that. And that science fair project prize money has been funded by a $1,000 grant provided from our Denver Fund Foundation up there through the ML Foundation. So hopefully we can get another grant later on for that. It's worked out quite well, and we've had good positive responses from that. So no science meeting next on June 24th because we'll be down and doing the dish project. So look for us again in July for the engineering meeting. We'll get the information out via email. Don't forget the website. Don't forget the DSES Group IO site. If you have any questions, again, want to contact any of the board members, you can contact them by board@dses.science. What's the other one? Information@dses.science. And was there a special one you came up with, Paul, for we never talked about what you and Desiree were working on, the grant or the fund, the giving fund, and the, what's it called? You're not speaking very loud. Your lips are moving.
It's the
There we
There.
go. Unmute. Yes. I was gonna do it also by
Oh,
symbol.
yeah, sign language, yeah.
But yeah, you guys don't read that much. So anyway, I don't know whether we changed it from information. I'll
What's
have
the
to.
name of the fund that
Oh,
we
it's
use?
Colorado. We didn't hear that part.
No.
Colorado Gives.
Colorado Gives.
yes.
Yeah, Colorado Gives is the name of it. And we're waiting for, let's see, the verbiage for the web page that will be included in our Colorado Gives web page. We've got the content pretty well nailed down on that. We had a few meetings with Bill Miller and Bill Thomas and myself, and I forget if it was somebody else in that call. And then, so we got all that stuff done, and then the only other thing we're waiting for is there was a glitch because we were registered as two different names in Colorado. And so they were trying to straighten that out. And hopefully we're just waiting for that approval before we can go live, which is the reason why we did the brochure
Yeah,
for the dish.
and
So
it's kind of like a GoFundMe page. So that's what Paul and Desiree Backus have been working on.
Yeah.
When that comes together, we'll get that information out to everybody. And that'll give us a wide range of funding opportunities from all across the Colorado and beyond.
yeah, it's a lot of the major companies are on that list, like what do you call it? The space guys.
Yeah. Hopefully one of these years we can show up at the Space Symposium at the Broadmoor, have a closet for our presentation center, a cubbyhole. Those folks charge thousands and thousands of dollars for a table, which is way beyond our budget. And it costs $300 to get in just to show up to be a spectator. So, but they draw tens of thousands of people every year for that Space Symposium from all across the space industry, aviation industry, educational folks, military. So that's a good opportunity to get ourselves out there as well. All right, I don't have anything else. Appreciate it. Go ahead.
Myron, on that point, I was going to say we might have an in with the Colorado Springs Astronautical Society.
Yeah, you mentioned that.
To work the space symposium because they do volunteer in the space symposium and they ferry people and that sort of thing. And
Just bring a telescope.
Yeah, bring a telescope. I was thinking, I don't know, Floyd, what do you think about that? I know they do a lot of work with the space symposium, and
Well, that's where we hold our meetings too. So,
well, that's the other thing. Yeah, the building that the space. What is the building called, Floyd?
it's the Space Center.
Space Science Center.
Yes,
Yeah.
Space Science Center, and so that's a big deal with the Space Foundation.
Well, it's never too early to start planning for it because this thing's held in the spring, and they're already starting to plan for next year's at the Broadmoor.
Yep.
And it's
So-
a huge event.
So if we could somehow get in, it would be a big deal for us because
Yeah.
Oh, well, we had to sneak in and put some stickers on the mirrors in the in the restroom, maybe.
Yeah.
And brochures in the restroom. There you go.
Yeah,
it's,
to avoid that $10,000 slot cost. We could,
it's held at the Broadmoor Hotel, which is a 5-star hotel, and they have little people that come out of the wall and clean the mirrors every 10 minutes. So
Yeah.
oh,
not
yikes.
likely they would. I was going to, you got anything else on that? Let me
No.
share, let me share
Yeah.
something. This weekend, or this last week, I went to the Rocky Mountain Star Stare put on by the Colorado Springs Astronomical Society. And that was kind of interesting. Let me see if I can share this. There are a lot of solar telescopes for the daytime. Um, Saw some really interesting things in hydrogen alpha line, where you have filters that filter out everything but the hydrogen emission from the sun, and pretty amazing stuff. Um, but like this telescope here, can you see this? I'm not sure I'm showing.
Yeah.
It's
Okay.
showing.
Um, just incredible solar flares. The flare that caused all the auroras last month had come back into view, and there were huge solar flares off the limb of the sun that were probably 20 Earths in length coming out from the sun. Just incredible stuff. And these small telescopes show it really well. But these guys got all kinds of stuff there. I tried to take pictures of it with my cell phone, but didn't do it justice. There you can see a small one right there. Anyway, so a lot of people, there's this organization back about 15 years ago decided to buy a property and host this Rocky Mountain Star Stare. They were renting space from the Forest Service, and the Forest Service was just giving them so much garbage about all the rules and things, so they wouldn't start fires and everything. They decided to buy their own property. So they bought 40 acres north of Wilsonburg, Colorado, and they put on this thing, and they build a building, and I'll show you that here in a second, but very similar to our building. And they paid for the building within the first 3 years of the symposium or the Star Stare. And they charge, I think it's $120 for a couple, $60 a person to come to the Star Stare for 4 days. There's my crew. My wife, my third daughter, and her two kids. But there they are, all walking down through the park there, going to one of the events down at the Star Stare. A lot of solar stuff going on there. Everybody that camper has solar stuff. And every day they have symposiums, and there's talks given about everything under the sun. And this was what they call EAA. I can't remember what that stands for, Floyd. It's it's small time photography, astrophotography. So they're not doing real astrophotography, you're just doing fast astrophotography. But they have all these seminars, and some of them are really good. This is the building that they're in. You can see the structure is the same as ours, but they use foam board for the walls and the covering. And there's the structure there. It's one big open room, and it's got two little side rooms on the ends that are just diagonals. One of them has the gift shop in one end, and the other one's just storage. And that's how they did it. And they had five big garage doors, and they just opened those up. No air conditioning, just fans on the ceiling, and have a lot of kids activities. A lot of people bring their kids. All the kids are free. Everybody under 17 is free, and they have things on meteorites and cool science and rocket launches and telescopes and everything under the sun for kids. So it's a real popular family kind of event.
And they have a lot of door prizes for the kids too.
Yeah, every kid gets a door prize. And I even got a door prize. And Myron didn't get any. I had his packet, and he didn't win anything. But here's something that I thought about the fans. They have fans up in the gable ends of the building, and this is something that I didn't put into the plan. But after looking at this, it's probably not a bad idea. So we might come up with a way to put fans up in the gables. That's my kids. There's the field, lots going on. They had a food truck and a coffee truck out there and porta potties. So they probably had 15 porta potties, and they came around and serviced them every single day. There's all these seminars about using mini PCs and Raspberry Pis and all of this to do astrophotography. This was kind of interesting one. This is a 360-degree full hemispheric camera. And this is something we could put together for pretty cheap and monitor the entire sky view for things like meteors and stuff like that all the time. But kind of a neat little project if somebody wanted to take something like this on. This might be one of our student projects to do something like this.
LTO is going down that road as well for all Scott camera.
Yeah, and the great thing about that, if you had it and we had it, we could triangulate and we could track meteors to their final destination. Anyway, so
real-
that's
Yeah, it's a real educational experience just walking around there in the daytime watching the telescopes. They have a presentation where they go around and they hit 4 or 5 or 6 or 7 different private individual telescopes, and they explain what they build, how they build them, and how they use them. And well, I came across one setup that a guy had. He was a lot of scopes, a lot of cameras, a lot of video. And he says, please don't take any pictures of me. I said, well, okay. How about the cameras? Yeah, just as long as I'm not in the pictures. Then he said, I don't want my wife to find out how much stuff I have.
Yeah. Yeah, this guy here in the picture, this Daniel Champion. Yeah, unbelievable. He's a kind of like our Dan Lane, but he's a doctoral, I guess he's a full doctoral level guy that does this for a living, and he does all kinds of computational stuff with the images, and he's able to produce just incredible images and data out of the pictures that he takes with the telescopes, and takes the whole thing completely apart and puts it all back together and creates some of the most amazing stuff. That's my new trailer, and now my wife wants to sell it. So anyway,
Hey, Bill.
yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, this is Jim. I was down there too.
Yeah, Jim, you were there. I saw you, and we
Yeah,
talked a little bit. That guy we were talking about, man, that was
yeah.
way over my head, but he was
Came
probably,
over. He came over to our campsite because we had a guy from NASA on our site who does uses Python to massage NASA's not NASA's image data, and then that Daniel Champion came over and they were talking for about an hour, and it was just fascinating just to listen to them because there's so much that can be done.
oh, there's so much. And I actually asked Daniel, he was camped right next to us. So I went over and gave him one of our cards. And I said, please contact us. I says, think about what you could do computational with a radio observatory. It was explaining the things that we do. And he seemed kind of interested. So we'll see. I'm going to send him some mail and see what comes of it.
Yeah, well, I had a great time. It was good seeing you there. And EAA is electronically assisted astronomy.
That's right. Yeah, thanks.
It
Appreciate it.
used to be Experimental Aircraft Association.
Still is.
Yeah, it probably still is.
Yeah.
Just depends on which club you're in.
Yeah.
I'm hoping that we get to the point at DSES at our site down at Flishner, since we got extremely dark skies down there, we can build some concrete base platforms to put telescopes on.
Yeah.
And down there, they still got that donated planetarium deal they put down there, didn't they? Or a dome, astronomy dome.
Yeah, they have 2 now.
They have
Yeah,
two,
We got
yeah.
two.
But anyway, at our site, just to have some basic areas where people could set up their scopes at nighttime, and we could, increase our participation of folks coming down.
Yeah, probably in the future, once we get going here, I was thinking it'd be a great thing to invite the Colorado Springs Astronomical Group
Yeah,
to come down and just do a camp out. And maybe we could line that up on a different time than our open house, or make it part of the open house. I don't know, but it'd be kind of interesting. Here's one.
That's a rocket launcher there.
Yeah, that's a paper rocket launcher. They let all the kids build a paper rocket by just rolling paper on a PVC pipe. And then they roll it off the PVC pipe, put some fins and a nose cone on it, and they put it on this pipe here. And then they pump this line up to 80 psi, have an electric valve in this pipe, and it fires the air from the air compressor into the pipe and launches a rocket. And these rockets go up about 150 feet. So the kids have a real fun time with that. But that's something we could do in our open house, as a
Yeah.
kids activity.
Yeah.
There's the launch stomper. You step on it and it launches a rocket.
Yeah, a lot of things we can do down there at our open house as we progress in years to come.
There's
There
my
goes one.
Yeah.
and that one is just one you'd stomp on. And there's my 3-year-old granddaughter stomping on it, and my 6-year-old grandson, and they're out there launching rockets. So you
Yeah. Bill was
have
there.
yeah.
Let me make sure
So-
I'm muted.
Yep. So that's about it.
All right. Well, thanks a lot, guys. Really appreciate participation tonight. And again, feel free to ask questions via the email to us. And anything new comes up, we'll get it out to the membership. That flyer, when the Colorado gets approved and online, we'll pass that information out as well. Paul is our VP of marketing, and Desiree is her official title is media. I can't hear you, see your lips.
I can hear you, but I can't see your lips.
Anyway, you know what I mean. So thanks again. Looks like somebody's gonna bring up something.
I was just going to show you some sunsets.
Oh, okay. Well, that's all I got. I got to get out of here. So feel free to stick around and shoot the breeze, and all the official meeting will be over with. And
I do have an announcement. I'd
oh
like
yeah,
to,
Floyd. I'm sorry. Go ahead,
I'd-
Floyd.
I'd like to remind people that in August, the meetings will change. So the information will be sent to you. So watch for it on your email. The addresses will be changed for Zoom. So that's coming in August.
All right. We'll keep reminding people of that as we go along at every meeting.
And Myron, did you need to discuss something after the meeting?
Well, you had mentioned several meetings ago when you were down at the site, I guess it was even maybe last fall,
Mm-hmm.
about the tower, that telescope, the crank up tower needed some TLC,
Right.
and you were going to take it back to your location to do that. Is that still an option?
Yeah, that's still an option. I'm working on working on the time to get on down there and to pick it up. But yeah, I'll get it back together.
Okay, well, at your convenience, since you're doing it on your own, do it on your own timeline. When it's done, we'll probably find a place for it, but there's no rush for it right now. So
Yeah, I'm probably looking at probably closer to fall to
Sure.
get that done. At least to get down there to pick it up so I can get it back to the shop and get it repaired before
Okay.
winter.
All right, thank you.
Yes, sir.